So let's say you've successfully bred your doe to the back and you're expecting very soon, and you need to put in some measures to ensure that the doe delivers successfully. So one may ask, for someone who is not very experienced into the fold, you may ask, what are some of the measures that you are going to put into place to ensure that your rabbit delivers successfully? So for this episode, we are going to be highlighting some key factors that you take into consideration to ensure that your dough delivers successfully. You put in those measures to make sure you don't incur any losses, as in the bunnies don't die or any form of death. So stay tuned for more. Alright, so first on our list will be none other than feeding. We all know how important feeding is when it comes to livestock production. So you need to ensure that your rabbits gets all the required nutrients before it actually kindles. Aside the genetics of the rabbits, the feeding can actually influence the sizes of your bunnies. As in, your bunnies can actually grow big once you follow the good feeding pattern. So you need to ensure that your rabbit gets all the required nutrients before it actually kindles. It's good you follow those measures. Alright, so second on our list to be none other than sanitation. We know how important sanitation is even for us humans. You need to ensure that the cage that the rabbit has been housed is clean from their filth, that's their urine and their feces. You need to ensure that all those things are clean and kept away from the cage. So next will be noise. Yeah, noise is very important. Rabbits tend to eat their young when they feel like they are in danger. They tend to eat their young. People don't believe, but it's actually true. The reason behind it is that they eat the young in with the perception that they want to protect them from danger, but they end up eating them and killing them. They didn't know they've killed them, but they are already gone, right? So you need to ensure that your rabbit is free from danger, like cats, dogs. They feel endangered, so they try to eat up the young. So you need to ensure that all those animals are kept away from them. So next on our list would be the space of the cage that your rabbit is being housed. You know your rabbit will be expecting, and it will be giving birth to bunnies, meaning more space will be occupied by the bunnies. So you need to ensure that the space is spacious enough for the rabbit and to accommodate its bunnies that is actually expecting. So you need to take, some people tend to give them 2 by 2 feet, but for me, I think 2 by 2 feet is it's standard. That's the basics. Don't get me wrong, it's standard. But like for the mother to be living there with the bunnies, it's kind of like a very limited space. Let's say a mother gives birth to like 7 to 9. You can imagine how crowded they will be in that particular place. So for me, I'm not a specialist in any form. I should have told you earlier on. Sorry for not telling you. I'm not a specialist in any form. These are just things that I think will personally work for us if you should try it. It's working for me and I think you should try it as well. I'm not a specialist in any form, so take note for that. So it means the spacing for me, I'll actually say you should go by 2 by 3, 2 feet by 3 feet long. I think it will actually work for them. That's enough room for the mother to move around with her bunnies. So I think last on my list would be the kindling box. Yeah, before your rabbit kindles, you need to get in a kindling box before it actually kindles. 5 days before it actually kindles, so that you get used to the box being around it. Because there have been times where the doe tends to give birth on the floor, the mesh floor, which is not very good. Once your doe delivers on the mesh floor, your bunny stand a chance of actually dying due to cold and other stuff. So you need to ensure that there is a kindling box for the doe to give birth in. So basically, these are the major things I think you should take into consideration before your doe actually gives birth. Once you follow these practices, I think your doe should be safe and your bunny should be safe as well. This will help minimize losses on your farm. So thank you very much for watching this video and have a nice day.